Go live. Okay, here we go. Now we're live. Okay, hi, and welcome to this. This is Terrene, and I have Mark with me. He is the guy, well, one of the guys. How many guys have built this game, Mark? Two guys. Two guys. And we are going to do a bit of a play of the game, and we're going to talk about how the game got made, all the interesting things that I don't know and you don't know. So let's get cracking on that part of it. Hi, Mark. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you doing today?
Cold.
I know we're on the opposite side of the planet, so it's really warm here. I would say it's 25 Celsius. Sorry, I have to convert it in my brain.
What am I at? We are at 9, and it's just warming up.
9.
Yeah, it was probably about
Right.
5 an hour ago. So
It's so cozy. Turn on the fireplace, get yourself some hot cocoa, right?
well,
It's so weird that it's warm when it's cold here.
do
Strange.
you know how different it is when everyone shows us these Christmas commercials and there's snow in it, and we're like, oh, it's so hot here.
Yeah, Wirehead is the guy that I make this game with, and he's like never seen actual snow before, right?
Yeah, well,
In person. Yeah.
that
right.
seems about right. That's like 90% of Australian guys. So you did make this game with an Australian guy, and you don't even know where he lives.
Mhm. He's in the Brisbane area in that
Queensland.
slight place. Yeah, Queensland. Yeah,
And
yeah. Bad enough that he got to kind of experience those floods, the terrible flooding, but he didn't get flooded out himself. But it was really bad over there last year, apparently.
yeah, we always have bad things happen. That's
Right.
welcome to our country.
Exactly. I want to visit someday, though. I will.
Oh, you definitely should.
Yeah.
So I'm this little guy, and I'm flying like an idiot, and there's a robot here, and there's lots of different things that we've got in this control center here. Like, basically we're going to go out and start mining, and exploring different planets, getting stuff from them, and then we bring it back here and we convert it into stuff we can use. Is that the premise of the game, or how would you describe this?
Yeah, you're basically going out to mining game. It's open world with, I wouldn't say infinite planets, but I think we did the math, and there's somewhere like 15 million different planets you could go to if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You pretty much just collect a bunch of things, and there's crazy aliens you have to, fight because there's bad guys.
So we talked about this just before we got on. I said it sounds a little bit like Terraria, but it's Terrene. And you said, oh, that was actually, it was on purpose, but you kind of wish you hated that idea.
Right.
Tell some people about that kind of problem that you've faced with the Terrene kind
With the name.
The name, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was so close, right? And we knew that people would probably like associate it with it because we were trying to make this 2D side scroller open world mining thing. So I was like, well, if it's close, because a long time ago I worked in a record store, and there was a band called Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Right? And the reason they chose, because their name used to be Hybrid Theory. Right. That was their original band name. But the reason they changed their name, or the label made them change their name, was so that it was closer in a record store to Limp Bizkit. So they put it as Linkin Park. So that was like my thinking initially, but I'm not very good at thinking. And so I was like, okay, terrene's a cool word. It means Earth-like. That's what it means.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, cool. We'll roll with that. This is actually a sequel. We can get into that if you want. But the problem was then not everyone who played it, but a lot of people would play it because they thought it was like a Terrene clone. I mean, a Terraria clone. See, I do the same thing. And it's not, right? It's definitely more like Dig Dug meets Risk of Rain or Metroid. It's really
you know
bitty,
you know what I think it's like.
What's that?
What's that? Now I got to think of the game. No Man's Sky, No Man's Land. No,
right.
Yes.
No Man's Sky. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
we were both big fans.
Yeah, but it's basically the same game, but this is a 2D version of that for me.
Right. Similar. Yes. One planet per area you're in, as opposed to like a solar system. But we definitely were inspired by No Man's Sky.
Did you launch with such hatred? Is that like...
No, we launched... nobody knew about it, yeah. Right.
Because No Man's Sky, geez, it copped it when it came out. But, yeah.
Well, what's funny about this game is, like, me and Wirehead made a game before called Evidence of Life. And I was the lead programmer and he was the artist, right?
Right.
And so on this one, we switched. Because, like, I'm not really that good of a programmer when it comes to difficult things like procedural generation and big open worlds. So we switched. But what we started doing was, like, taking all of our other games that we made before this and kind of making little pieces of those games in here. So Wirehead made a game called Death Rings of Jupiter. It's extremely difficult, and it kind of looks like this in some ways, but... Now we have some Death Ring stuff in here. We also have some Evidence of Life things in here, and then some of the other games that we've put together. We kind of incorporated all those pieces, so it's kind of a melting pot of what me and him have done in the past. And then we've literally been updating it for over 2 years now.
Yeah.
So it's not even the same game that it was when it first came out.
Is the game finished in your eyes, or has it got more to do?
There's more, yeah. We discussed just maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago that there's at least one more big update in this game. If not two, it depends if we can fit it into another update, you know.
Are you going to add multiplayer and then the people can't meet up or something like they did in No Man's Sky?
We probably never will do multiplayer because we didn't start the code off that way. Right now it just has couch co-op, you know. So you can play couch local co-op on it, or what's it on Steam? Remote play, I think.
Remote play, yes, you can do that.
Yeah. It kind of sucks. But local is awesome. I play with my kids all the time locally to just plug 2 controllers in. It's great. And we should probably put it on the Steam Deck too. That's something that we've been asked to do before.
Well, if you put it to the Steam Deck so it's actually more polished for Steam Deck or certified by Steam Deck, I think that's what they call it. Then they promote it more and stuff like that. So.
And I just haven't bought a Steam Deck, and you can't get them in Australia, which is weird as hell to me. Like,
you can. Like,
I don't think you can buy them.
You can a little bit, but you still can't buy them through Steam.
It's so weird.
Because
it's so weird to me.
I know, right?
Why is that?
Apparently, we're like in the other side of the world, and no one cares.
Well, I'm going to drive up, what is it? They're about 40 minutes from me, so I'll drive up there and see why. I'll inquire. They probably won't let me in the door.
Start a picket at the front.
Crazy guy.
Steam Decks for Australia.
Decks for Australia, yeah. Like, sir, are you from Australia? No. I just think they should go there. So I got to buy one first before we can certify, right? Because you have to have one to certify. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think one of our devs has got one, so we can check on it. And apparently, the game we're making it goes okay on Steam Deck. So I can check if it goes alright on Steam Deck. It probably goes alright on Steam Deck. It's just where Steam expects it all to work is in controls like this. If that doesn't work in Steam Deck, then they won't give you the certification. Like if you have to kind of navigate it, if you can't navigate it with a D-pad, they won't use that as a certification type thing.
Well, we did full controller support and PC and like keyboard mouse support here, and so like
I'll swap over to controller.
Yeah, I'm weird. I'm like the only person I've met that plays it on controller. I love it. This game on controller.
I love controller. Like I don't know why. I hate playing games without controller. So I bought one of those things that is like a thumbstick for my right hand because I hate hate using mouse and keyboard so often. Yeah, I don't think I can just swap to controller. I don't think it's going to let me do it.
Yeah, you can. You just go down there for the input.
Okay, hang on. Let's go control settings.
Just go and then see where it says click that one. Now you're on the keypad. It's 0 that it puts it on standard gamepad. Should be you now.
Okay.
That's keyboard and mouse.
Okay.
So now you should just be able to navigate on the controller.
Oh no. I want to do that. Are you sure you want to? No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Back to game.
You want to go back to game?
Okay, let's see how we go.
Yeah.
I haven't played it on mouse and on controller, so I have to work out what all my buttons are now.
Bottom left always tells you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
And that was really difficult stuff. Like there's like these weird monumental moments in development, right? We first started with these giant open worlds, just a single one of them, with a couple of bosses and a couple things, all right? And you just keep adding and adding and adding each one of these iterations. But then you get to the point to where you can actually start getting some player feedback and like listening to that. And then you start adding some of that stuff. And the controller mappable keys was just a massive project, right? And so like the 2.0 build was insane. It took us a year. And that's where we separated it out to be like, instead of just one planet, now it's millions of these things. And the further you go from the center of the universe, the more difficult the game gets. And, so there are some things we do plan to continue adding to this. Like but we added things like missions, something to do. There was a long period of time where it was like, what do you do? I mean, other than mining, and you can't just always mine, right? Now, if you go straight down, you can always teleport right back to your ship with the A key. I think it's A. Or B key.
Yes, it's B. That's what I was trying to work out. Oh, I feel like you run out of oxygen so fast in this game. So when you get out of the
you gotta go. You gotta go. See, you're still in space, so you gotta go fly all the way to the planet. You're on an asteroid in space.
Oh, so where's the planet?
It's down. There's a marker. It's a purple.
Okay. No, that's this thing.
Oh, no. Oh, it is that thing. No, you gotta go straight down.
Hang on, I'll go and fill up something or other. Is that straight down? Okay.
Yeah, I think you got some. Yeah, you got some stuff. You can level up a bit.
I've got to level up a bit. I've got to keep leveling up. Yeah, I think the controller are very much more intuitive. Where's my...
Right.
Is that a planet? No, that's an asteroid.
Nope. You go straight down. You can't miss the planet. It's giant.
Okay. Oh, wait. Is this
so that's what we call a space hulk. That's like an abandoned space station. Yeah, and it's pretty tough because you run out of oxygen pretty quick. So I would
skip this.
I would say see there's like crazy things at the end of it. The loot's really good, but you probably want some iron lungs because there's crafting, right? We've added crafting to this also, and if you go straight down, you'll leave space, and you will go into the sky, and then from there you go down. If you hit the up D-pad up, like the directional one, it'll actually show you the entire map. So that's where you've been flying.
Okay. This is something I did. I've been playing this game for a couple of hours, and I've just been exploring asteroids. I did not know there was planets at all. Because I keep...
there's games millions of them, yeah.
So now this has got like a Terraria type vibe.
Right. There's cave systems. There's water. There's kind of procedurally generated, so that the plants I all drew, because I did all the art and all the sound and all the music.
Yeah.
And the plants I drew, but I did it all in grayscale, and then we did procedural coding for coloring. It's like everything's colored procedurally. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's really fun to do that kind of thing. So,
yeah,
this is heaps. This is heaps more exploration than what you're doing. I did not even realize this was a thing.
Yeah, it's a massive game. You were just on asteroids up in space.
But why wouldn't you?
You want to collect all those things?
Do I?
There is a mission. There is something that usually says go down to the planet. I'll have to look into that and see if that disappeared. Because there used to be a marker that had a planet on it, and it said go to the planet surface.
Okay. Because it mines so much quicker here. But yeah.
Right.
Discord's sending.
And so then, basically, if you go back to your ship, everything that you collected will automatically go into your ship inventory.
Yeah.
And then from your ship inventory, you can craft useful items, like things that fill up your oxygen, things that fill up your health, things that fill up your energy, batteries. And so you're collecting stuff from all the ground and the rocks and stuff. So now if you hit the select key, like a select button on your controller, nope, that'd be start, the other one.
Okay.
Yeah, so now that's what you've collected. The eyeball is a one-use item. It'll show you closer on the map. And then if you use the bumpers, you can go to your ship inventory.
Oh, right.
And so now in here, off to the right, you can craft. So you could, I'm just gonna show you this. You can take the acid. You've got 7 of them. It looks like some green upside down garbage. Yep, put that over in the one of the in spots on your crafting, on your item forge.
Oh yeah.
You just and then you go and take that. You just have one of them. It's metal bits. It's the top right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like put 2 things together and get one. That's a battery that will fill up your energy. So now you can take that and you can put that here, and I think it's Y that moves it to your player inventory.
Yeah, okay. So I would never have known that if I didn't play this. So if I put random things together, am I going to get random results, or what am I going to get if I keep changing all this stuff up?
You can find different stuff. So there's weapons, there's Molotovs, there's mines, there's armor. There's all kinds of stuff you can craft, and we just kind of leave it up to people to figure it out, and they don't. It's just how it works, right?
That's exactly right. You need to kind of because there was a bit of information when you start the game, and I do like every other player where I just skip through that and then hope for the best. And that's how people play games, right? And then you get back, and then you get into the game. You're like, oh, this is a cool game, but I wish I knew what I had to do. And
you can pull it back up again.
Yeah, I could pull it back up, or because I didn't even know that there was a ship inventory, like to open my ship inventory. Right. So now I have a battery.
Yeah, there's lots of buttons, right?
So can I use this by pressing A, or what do I do to use this thing?
I probably wouldn't, because you probably have a full battery at this point. But you can actually put it into quick slots. So if you go up there and you just hit left D-pad on it, or that's a bumper.
Okay. Yeah.
That's your missions. Oh. So if you just go to that, you can like quick slot them, and then when you're out of the ship, you can just hold the left bumper and hit one of those D-pads. So it's like got quick slots. Okay. That's cool. It's not going to do much, but like that one you could use. And the eyeball you could use. And if you got health, you could use it. There's also a random generating gun thing that we added. So you can find these guns, and Kind of like what was that game? No, I'm not going to remember the name of it. But you could find random different guns, right, that have different attributes, different bullets. Some of them bounce, some of them are faster, some of them are slower, and you can just like get rid of them or break them down. Borderlands, you got it, yeah. So that's kind of what we added here in Pixel World.
Oh, cool.
Is a bunch of guns. So you got to find them though, and you got to beat things. So if you just wander around here and go down in a cave or something, you'll probably find something that terrifies you.
And this whole, all of these levels, all of these maps have been procedurally generated, or?
Correct. Yeah.
So my playthrough is completely different to everybody else's playthrough.
Yeah, they wouldn't see the same world. I mean, the same stuff you collect and this and that, but it would not look the same. Correct.
So, what kind of issues or problems do you get procedurally generating worlds? What are your biggest bugs that you kind of get from all of this?
Wow. And I love bugs because I'm like QA guy. What we found, of course, is things appearing inside of dirt. That's pretty common, right? So like we added a new item, and now when you find it, it's inside a bunch of dirt. I think what you find more than bugs is just difficulties in testing, because how do you validate something that's infinitely procedural, right? How do you test that? It's more just like I need to spend 3 or 4 hours so I have this checklist of everything that's in the game, and I won't clear a build until I've seen it all. Meaning I have to go out and play the game long enough for it to procedurally generate me every little thing in the game so I can clear the build for release. So it's just more of a testing nightmare than bugs.
But you don't make it procedurally generate on a smaller planet or something.
The planets are different sizes.
So that way you've got like more chance of running into these objects instead of a large planet like I have right here.
We'll do some cheats once in a while to where we'll turn it on to spawn on every planet, right? And then test it, and then turn that off to not spawn on every planet. But this last time, before the last build, I did a full regression on the entire game. Like I made sure that every piece of it worked. And it's massive. There's another alternate reality in this place. Like there's crazy things that you can find.
How many hours gameplay do you think this game holds for most people?
We have, like on Steam, our Steam reviews, the average is usually 7 to 10, but we have people who've played over 300 hours on Steam.
So mega fan, the whales they call them.
Right, and I think that's what it almost throws people off, because when you think indie game, I mean, I love indie games. Don't get me wrong; they don't all have to be huge. I just did a game jam with you guys, which I loved, by the way. And it's fun because you just make this cool little game. It's got a small scope, and I love those equally. I've seen some really good small scope games that can keep my attention, but usually not for 300 hours.
No,
right? Like
that's true.
Now, so like what's interesting about that though is like a lot of people will see this, and because of its graphics, they instantly think, okay, it's the small game where you probably go collect a couple things. I'm going to play it for 10 minutes and I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
But what they don't realize is it's an absolutely massive, massive game. And only a select few have seen it all, right? Like, only the people who stick with it.
Most of the time, the reason I play indie games, the thing that I love about indie games is 90% of them are probably about, I don't know, 8 hours.
30 minutes, 1 hour.
Well, 8 hours for a good one.
Depends on the game.
Right,
yeah.
You know, like, and that's a good time. Like I can go play that, couple of days, and I finish the game, and then I move on to the next one. That's what I love about indie games most of the time.
Right.
And this thing here, I've got to spend 300 hours. Or I don't spend that on a AAA title.
You can definitely see almost everything. Probably, I mean, if you bust your butt a couple planets, that's probably like
what the hell is that?
Maybe 10 hours.
Oh, I think I found a treasure chest.
Yeah, you found this is like a ruin. It's like a random ruin, and that was added in the last build. There's these random labyrinth chunks. You can break those things too, and they'll give you some stuff sometimes. Sometimes you get keys out of them and stuff because there's like doors you gotta unlock.
But now I go back to the ship, get my oxygen back, and then I'll be like, how do I get back there?
I'm good.
I can't remember.
Oh, you can fill your ship back up with the X and Y keys. The coal is your health and battery or fuel for the ship. You can just hit when you're not in the menu, you just press the keys. It should say refuel.
Okay.
Yeah, repair ship Y.
Repair ship. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So that repairs it, and then X refuels it. And you can do the same when you walk away from the ship to yourself.
Oh, really?
You can fill your oxygen and your battery with coal. So coal is like, you need to find it. Yeah. It powers you. If you go get coal, you can explore forever.
Oh, well, now I know this. You told me coal was no good for me, and then I was getting all confused about what coal was. So that was...
Well, you don't need coal in a quick slot, because those quick slots are more like you find like bombs or there's a whole bunch of items, right? Like a health pack and things like that. But what you should do is go underground and go way under there until it's super dark and find something scary.
I love that I don't have to have a torch, or do I have to have a torch eventually?
No, you don't.
Yeah, because I really like that. Not that I hate torches, but I just feel like this game would have been worse for that.
Right. Well, in so many games, use it, right? The torch.
Yeah.
So that's a little hive that spits out enemies. Oh, and if you hit the right bumper, you have a big blast. Boom.
Okay.
And that kills stuff, but it uses battery. So you gotta be careful not to run out of energy.
Now I'm gonna run out of battery because I'm gonna go around blasting.
Oh, there's some coal. Tasty coal. Ooh, look at all those gems you found.
I know, right? It's just... Have you watched many other people play this game and you're just like, I would not play it like this?
All the time.
Are you a patient watcher, or you're like a frantic watcher where you're like, I need to tell them to do this. They have to do this.
No, I'm patient. I like to watch and see what people do naturally sometimes, but I give them hints, I'm like, go over here and try this so that it doesn't look boring.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
Right, yeah.
I get that.
Ooh, now is this that same one you found?
No. Oh, now how do I fill myself? I'm going to use my battery.
X.
Does that give me a health back? Okay. Am I good?
Yeah.
I think I'm good. Yeah, I could do this. It's strangely addicting.
It's relaxing in a way. Yeah.
And the enemies like a lot harder as we get going through this, or they kind of get...
there's lots of bosses. There's sub-bosses. There's larger enemies, and there's enemy swarms that come randomly. Yeah. Yeah. So, lots of different types of things. I think I added, there's, certain releases where I was just, drawing mushrooms forever. And so there's just so many different mushrooms. And then I was, drawing trees forever. Uh-huh. I think I looked the last time in the folder of art that there were 3,400 separate sprites that I've drawn. It's insane the amount of crap that we put in this, and it's amazing and it's depressing at the same time.
Do you have many people like playing the game now? Like, are the playing numbers going up or down? Like, how has it gone over each update, and therefore
we see people actually playing it when we do a big update, and then we see no one playing it when we're not doing a big update. It's pretty much how it goes. And it always has kind of been that way, except for the first free itch.io demo that we released. That saw 4,000 downloads.
Shit. That's a lot.
So that's why we kind of kept doing it, right? We're like, wow, I guess people like this, so let's keep building the game out, right? But we definitely did not see 4,000 sales, right, when we released it. Oh, you suffocated to death. Good job.
I forgot to get back to my ship. I was listening to your story, and I'm like, okay.
It's okay. All you gotta do is go back to the pink thing and collect all your stuff.
Okay, we'll go.
There's a pink dot on the screen.
Yeah, it's down there. And so what? I was going to ask this. So I think I saw this game. Maybe I'm trying to think of the amount of time, but I think it was like years or so. How long has it taken to develop this game? Like, has it been like a type of fast thing, slow thing, couple of years, few hundred years?
I feel like we started building. I think we released our first itch.io thing in 2019.
Yeah, that probably sounds about right.
Yeah, so we're up to two or 3 years of development on this, somewhere around that. And it was if you went back and played that first build, it's a totally empty world. It feels totally empty. And then release after release, we just kept adding things and adding things and adding things, and then it just started feeling more alive, I guess. And to speak of things that I want to add to it, right? I would love to add kind of more what you're talking about. We have tutorials in there, right? Like there's a tutorial mission that you're doing right now.
Yeah. Oh, this is.
But like, it would be good to like. Well, if you look up in the top right, there's a mission system.
Yeah.
So what you can do is you can finish all of those tutorials and go back to the ship and turn those into that robot, and then you get some awesome prizes like guns and bullets and things like that.
Awesome prize. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Right. So that would be a good thing to have, probably, is some more direction for people to know where to go and what to do. And we kind of know that, you know.
Well, have you ever thought of adding potentially like we'll go back to Terraria for a second, but does that game have like a leader, like a ghost kind of entity that says, come over here?
No. It drops you into a giant world and you figure it.
So... Yeah. Have you ever played Kingdom 2 Kings? I spoke about that the other week.
I know.
Yeah.
I know Kingdom. Yeah, with the 2D side scroller. Yeah, great game. Cool concept.
Yeah, great concept. But it's got like this ghost thing that says follow, and then it doesn't leave you alone until you go to that spot that it wants you to go to. And then once you get there, it goes, now press the E button or the A button, and then you can do this, you can do that. And you're like, oh, okay, I see this. And it just
it leads you through it all.
Yeah, it leads you through those initial steps until you get completely addicted to it, and you spend the next 100 years of your life playing the game.
Playing it, yeah. That's a great game, by the way. I love the Kingdom series.
There's a new one coming too, Kingdom 80s.
Is there?
Yeah, it's like
what?
Yeah, it's like an 80s vibe. It kind of looks like what do you call it? That Stranger Things kind of inspired thing.
Yeah, that's cool though. Yeah, I'm intrigued by a different thing than medieval, right? Like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
I know, right?
Yeah. So some of the things that we've been doing though, like moving in this game and that's a good idea, right? Like we definitely listen to people's feedback, right? Like that's one thing that we've taken to heart is like when we see more than one person talking about something, we put that on a roadmap to like look into like what's it going to take to make that. We have a whole bunch of lore that we want to do. There's a whole bunch of like we want to have you end up on some planets that aren't fight, because right now it's all the planets are kind of same. You got these planets where you go and you fight and you find the monsters. We want to have some planets that are like home planets with other humanoids, right? Where you can go sell stuff.
One other thing, whenever I get close to an asteroid or a planet or anything, it puts me into this other flight mode. But
right.
I kind of can move around really slowly in this area, and then I can't. It doesn't automatically, when I get far enough away, put me back into flight mode.
No, you have to. You can switch between those because you can hover around.
But I'm saying that would be cool if I got it far enough out of the atmosphere that it would go, okay, you're back in flight mode now.
But you can just go to hover mode right now and just hover.
I know, but see, I go here and I go hover mode. Now, if I pull away from that, so if I run into it, it stops me from running into the asteroid, for example. But then if I go further enough away here, it should go back into flight mode automatically.
But fly out into the middle of the world, into space, and then go into hover mode. How would the game know that it should not go right back into flight mode?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
so you can hover anywhere, right? Yeah. We've had a lot of that's like probably one of our less favorite pieces is just the collisions with the ship, because what we didn't want you to have to do is every time you effed up and went into an asteroid, you died, right? And then your ship's broken. It was actually more annoying than going into hover mode to have your ship breaking all the time, because what it does is it ejects you out and your ship falls to the ground and you gotta go fix all that. I don't know why somebody's knocking here.
That's all right. I'll talk for a minute. So I'm just back at the station. I'm going to try and have a look at what I've got here. Have I got anything? Have I got a hat rack? No. I've got this. I can't upgrade anything at the moment. I've got to get some more gems, I think.
You couldn't do the player stuff?
I did that.
Yeah. Okay, you can put trash in there.
What does that do for me? Oh.
So that's your biomatter that you're collecting, the green stuff.
Okay, we've got some of that.
That's Dilixia, so that's warp drive fuel. This is these are all the planets, right? This is the solar system.
Oh my god. The fair bit.
So like go just scroll like right, you'll see how giant it is. It just keeps going. Just planet after planet after planet after planet.
And so are all these planets in the same position, or are they procedurally generated as well?
Procedurally generated per playthrough, yeah. So you would never have the same solar map either.
Oh, man, you've done a lot of work. Okay,
dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Hasn't really been me. I just drew it. Like, I can't believe the amount of that Wirehead has coded into it, right? Like,
no, it's a shame that like more people aren't playing this game, because it's got that. I don't know. It's just so much of a game that it just deserves more play. That's what
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we try to market and stuff, and we did some like actual paid marketing, which actually helped. We got some sales and stuff. But what's weird is you can get a bunch of sales and then no plays. It's the way of the world, right? People just put stuff in their backlog and then never touch it. I'm sure most people listening have games like that.
I think that's about 80% of my catalog of games that I've bought.
Right.
Especially,
yeah, they just go in the backlog, right?
Yeah, and then Steam sales come on and you're like, oh, I don't have that either. I best off getting that.
It's only $2. What?
Oh,
yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Don't you go to the robot guy?
Oh, yes. Did I go to him?
You gotta go to the robot guy. He gives you good stuff.
Give me good stuff.
Yeah. So now go down and turn in the mission. So that's going to give you a weapon, some coal.
Oh, there's more to turn in?
There's a whole bunch. Oh, yeah, you did all the tutorials.
Oh, I did not
And
even
then-
know that was a thing.
So now you can pick up other missions. You can do that harvest one and then do that one. And so then those ones cost money because they're
Yeah.
scans. Like find a glitch or find a boss. But now go into your inventory,
Let me think of how to do that. Here we
which
go.
is yep. And
Yeah.
so now you have a gun. What's it called? The abusive missile. And so you need to equip it, which is left trigger.
I would never know this.
Yep. And so you don't really have any ammo. You probably need to buy some ammo up at the little store up there.
What is that thing? Hang on. Let me get out of this. That one? Nope. How do I get out of this?
You should just hit the same one again, the select button.
Nope.
Nope, and it would be B.
Okay, cool. Okay.
And that second one, that one there should have ammo.
I can't. Oh, it's down lower.
Weapon.
Oh, okay. I didn't see because these are all red. I opened this up and I'm like, oh, I can't get none of that stuff. I won't bother with this one.
Yeah. Yeah, the giant flashing arrows, nobody ever sees them.
No, I never see them. I just thought that was artistic, you know, like I did not even think to look at that. I know, right?
Right. So buy a couple gun mags, or one. Oh, you got 132. You can buy a couple gun mags. You can buy a couple protein bars. That's health. Right?
Okay. No, I can't. I bought too much of these.
That's fine. So now leave this menu and now shoot. It'll automatically load and now you have a new gun.
Oh, that's cool as. I'm not going to waste all them bullets, though. I've got to save them for the planet, man.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them, though. Yeah.
So, no, that's cool. But, yeah.
Yeah, we did a lot of work, man. It just never ends, kind of. Like, we've gone through, like, you know how it works in game development. We've gone through times where we're like, we love this game. We've gone through times we hate this game. We've gone through times where we're like, we should keep making this. And we got through times where we're like, we should stop making this. And we got, like, everything you can possibly think of. And what's funny is we even tried to start other projects, and we just always come back to this giant game and keep adding stuff to it. I don't know why. It is a good game. Like,
it's because it's
like,
kind of like your child, and you love it like that almost. What's next for you? This, like, you were talking about adding more to this game. Are you doing another game after this, or are you just that's where you don't know?
We are going to make another game after this. I think once we finish the stuff that we kind of have planned for this, which is either one or two more updates. We plan to move on to another game. We've actually started some like pre-production on it and just like working out like Trello boards and what it's going to be. We really want to do an isometric thing.
Yeah, right.
We really want to do something like, we like Project Zomboid. We like survival games. We're thinking maybe try something a little less arcadey and a little more realistic or something. Yeah, you hit a electric cloud.
What the hell is that thing? I want that thing.
Yeah, you need a skull key. I don't know if you have one.
Oh, let's have a look. This one. Nope. This one. No.
Yeah, you don't have one yet.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Once you get a skull key, though, you can go in there. I don't know if you. I mean,
I've never
that's some
got
scary
that
stuff.
Okay. Yeah, but are you so isometric? Are you going to do a 3D game? Still stick with the 2D kind of thing?
I think that what we're looking at is like an isometric view that doesn't move, right? So you can't like turn the angle. So we'll do a 2D, but I'm using a 3D program to do the art, right? So it'll have this like 3D look to it all, but it'll actually be a 2D game. Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's kind of the plan, at least. Neither of us, like, we both know Game Maker Studio really well. And it's like, do we really want to learn another setup? Like, we could. I mean, maybe we will when we get there. Because I'm guessing it'll probably be another. I don't know, maybe like a year before we start the game, or a little less. But
it's so easy to not want to learn something new. I've been using Unity my whole life, and I've thought about
the thought of moving away from it. Yeah, is horrible.
Should I go to Unreal?
It's a horrible thought.
Should I do this?
Right.
It's just so much work. It's just like a challenging kind of thing because you're just so used to it. You know how to do it. I can do this really quick. Oh, if I was in Unity, I'd just do it like this. Why am I even in this stupid game? Anymore?
Why am I even in this? Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah, we talked about learning like.
What the hell is that thing?
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna die, aren't I?
I don't know.
I'm
you just gotta.
Gonna die. I've got this big gun.
Watch your health.
You know what this big gun?
You do.
You know what these bullets look like? Did you ever have those like TV moments where the TV would turn off its reception and they would put it would put up like no signal? That's what.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Health critical.
It's
Hi.
You got wrecked. Oh no.
Yeah, go back. Redemption. I know what you mean though, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. Was I close to killing it or no?
Probably pretty close. I would have probably gone down there with some armor. Craft some armor.
Me, that would be way too easy.
Because the armor gives you like an extra hit. Each armor that you add is like free hit basically.
Yeah, right.
Removes the armor.
Oh, get me shit.
You can go get all your stuff though.
And then we'll get back to the ship and go. Goodbye.
Yeah. Quick escape.
Quick escape.
Yeah, we thought also about adding like difficulty levels to this, right? Where like make one where you can't escape to your ship like that, like a game mode, because that's like, I mean, I use that all the time, right?
Would people use that though?
I don't know. I mean, some people have asked for things like that, but not as much as a lot of the stuff that we've added. Like,
what's the most requested thing people wanted?
Oh, always multiplayer. You know, every player's like, multiplayer. But outside of that, the most requested thing is a true mini map.
Oh yeah.
Right, that you can like zoom in and out, and, like add markers to, and
okay, yeah, I can see the value in that.
Nice chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people asked for the custom controls, so we delivered that. Right. People bought it and couldn't play it because you couldn't use like Azerty, like French keys.
Yeah.
So we added all that.
All the French people. Where is your biggest amount of people that play this?
United States.
Yeah.
Germany did okay. We've had some sales there. We had some like sales in Mexico. We've had some sales in Australia because, of course, you know, one of the guys is from there.
Yeah, but we don't know where. That's the main thing.
Right, I know on Steam they do pretty good numbers, but they don't break it down by where in Australia.
No, because it's the other side of the world. No one cares. We know that.
They just think everybody's out in the bush and it's just Aborigines just hanging out. Yeah, they've all just seen Crocodile Dundee and that's what they know.
Yeah, it's too. So are these blue things better for me than actual gold? Which is the best thing that I want?
So gold is upgrading your character.
Yep.
And blue is buying stuff. So buying more health, buying more.
Okay.
You can buy all kinds of stuff, guns and stuff. So basically, blue is currency and yellow is XP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about this game is that I can press my A button to actually use my jetpack, or I can press up to use my jetpack.
Both, yep.
Yeah, I like it that it's both because it makes so much more sense in this game. Because sometimes I naturally do that, and sometimes I completely do it the other way.
Look at all those chests, man.
They're underwater, though. I'm going to die or something.
Awesome. Nah, you won't. You got to watch your oxygen, though. You can fill your oxygen up. Why? I think.
Oh, there you go. I did not even know that.
Oh, yeah, it's all coal. Yeah, and if you go back to your ship at some point, you probably can craft a whole bunch of useful items.
I don't need to now. I can look. I've got my little televisions, and
yeah, you got your TVs.
Yeah. What do you think? Yeah. It's been a really cool journey though, with by the sounds of it, where you've gone with this game. It's just I really am quite admire what you've created, because it's such a big game for two guys to create. I think it's amazing.
It's massive.
Yeah, you guys mustn't have slept for 2 years or something like that.
Well, what's great about being in US and Australia is when I go to sleep, he's waking up. So we're kind of like a 24/7 crew, right? Like somebody's working on it at some point.
That's really good, because like you said, you got this crew thing going on, but it's really bad because you have to wait till the next morning to get some feedback that you want potentially on something. So you know, there's positives and negatives about that, because I have
my evening is what your morning. Yeah. So
you get
the weekends we get a lot done and can connect, and like I can connect in his evening, and it's kind of late for me, but it's Friday or Saturday, so it's like 11 or 12 at night for me, and it's kind of his evening.
Yeah.
So the weekends we can always connect. And what's interesting about it is, like, we're not both coding, right? We're not both drawing.
Yeah.
So usually it would be like, okay, this release needs, we're gonna do all these things, so I'll just write out all the stuff I gotta draw or sounds I gotta make, and it's just a checklist, right? So, and then I'll just waiting fucking forever. Oh, pardon me. We're waiting forever on coding, right? Because coding takes forever. Like, takes way longer than drawing pixel art, for sure.
100%. But do you have it? What's the biggest argument you've had with you guys? Like, you were so adamant about something and he was so adamant about something else, or
like something in there?
Yeah, is it
right. We never have.
No.
So like I met him on Twitter, just randomly.
Oh, that's the only way to meet. That's the only way you meet people these days.
And he just had this game, and we were like both about the same age. Both played bass in bands. We both were just like kind of the same partiers and not really partiers anymore. And we're kind of like the same guy. So we do really align. And we're both kind of like, let's try it. Right? We never have an argument. We're always like, let's try it out and see if we like it or not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There was something though once where I just don't like it. Oh yeah, and I still don't like it. It's when you're on keyboard and mouse, space should also be jetpack, right?
Yeah.
Like your A is jetpack on the controller, and it just never has. It never has moved over there. But we added custom controls, so you can change it now. So if I play on keyboard and mouse, I change space to jetpack. I change something else.
I said to you before we started this, I found this game a little bit counterintuitive when it came to controls, because I didn't know it had controller. I think that the controller is actually like amazing way to play this game.
Me too.
You know, like it just works so much better than keyboard and mouse, and it's all way more easier to figure out. It makes more sense. It all kind of works out really well. So
I'm surprised more people haven't played on it. Like every streamer I've ever seen, like you're the first person to bust out a controller in 3 years.
Oh, mate, as soon as I hear it's on controller, I'm like, yeah, I'm there.
You're like, I'm there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I am, too. Like, I was like, keyboard control, please. Controller support, please.
Well, I think
I look for that on Steam, you know.
Yeah, me too. Because I think
like, this got controller support.
Like, I'm all for PCs. I think PCs are great, whatever. And this master race thing.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for consoles, we wouldn't have games if it wasn't for PCs, don't get me wrong. But I think consoles made games accessible to everybody. And that's where most gamers start, is on console, you know?
Yeah, man, that was me. Like, my first real introduction to video games was... I had like a VIC-20, but I was like a little kid. It was Atari, and it had the joystick, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then along came Nintendo. It definitely had a controller, you know.
Oh, bullshitters!
Crushed. You got killed by a leggy blob.
It
tells you when.
Is that bad? Don't tell.
No, we just named them all. We just named them. Oh, you got a swarm, that's why.
Oh, that's why.
Oh, you got a red one too. Watch out for that guy. He's bad.
I'm running. I'm just getting my stuff, getting back to my ship, and going back. That red one does not leave me alone. Get caught in there.
Use that right bumper.
Yeah, get caught in there. You can't find me now.
Oh, we can't get you now. Oh, that was safe. That was beautiful.
I know, that's a skill level. It's high.
So I'll give you some tricks here. So the caves and stuff, I'm pretty sure it kind of has this like snake thing that runs around and gets bigger and smaller, and it's just killing blocks. That's how it's like generating caves and stuff. Like, we have this like object that's like running around and like making the caves while it's loading the game. Like it's weird, right?
So that's what's happening in the background whilst the game is playing, kind of thing. Oh yes,
like the initial load. Yeah, the initial load of the game. It's like making those caves and stuff.
Well, that's how I would generate it too, is by having that because you kind of got to go block by block,
right,
to kind of get this kind of stuff sorted out, you know. So yeah, I can see how that works. But
one of the really interesting things that he did, though, is see the texture on the ground.
Yeah.
Initially, I made a whole bunch of textures, and then we randomly colored. But now the program actually makes those textures. So, like, you'd never see the same texture. So it builds that texture out for that dirt type, and then colors it also.
And that's crazy.
So, like, it's creating it. Yeah, it is. We basically... The reason we were talking about moving to another engine is this game has really pushed Game Maker Studio 2 to the edge. I mean, there's not... Like, we're doing some optimization right now, because it needs it, so that we can have an actual map. And because we have to actually optimize quite a bit, we have to take chunks of this out so that Game Maker can handle it. Because we've pushed it to its limit, you know.
Well, I was really surprised when you said this was a Game Maker, because it's definitely a ton bigger of a game than I normally see. That most Game Maker games are made by people like Ed. I shouldn't say that. That's a joke.
Yeah, freaking Ed. Yeah, what's up with that guy?
That's smart. I like to add Ed to every stream. And then he'll give me feedback if he's watched it or not.
Right. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Ed's the best, though.
Yeah.
We have to take a moment and talk about Ed. He's my special friend. I really feel like he's my special friend. And not special in the way of like he's amazing and creative. He's special. Like no, I'm joking. He really is. He's a good guy. He's a creative mind. Yeah. Yeah, we just gotta tie him down, you know, like with a chain next to the chair.
I want to get him onto a game, and then we'll both make a game together, and we'll get Ed, and we'll make Ed do stuff, and then we'll just give him tasks, tasks, and that's all he gets. You you do this, Ed, and he doesn't get to choose anything. He just gets to do our tasks, and we would.
He wanted to do a game.
Yeah,
he hit me up recently to do a game. I don't know if you know this, but like we just aren't ready to start our next game.
Yeah,
we're just not ready, right? Like we're a year out, so. But who knows where Ed will be in a year when we're going to do it? But maybe he'll be.
He'll be there.
Maybe he'll be ready to settle down and get married.
He'll never get married. Blue Banana said that he thinks controls are underrated. Also, I agree with him.
Controllers, yeah, me too.
Look at all the gold I have, man.
Yeah, you found a huge chunk of gold.
It's just crazy. I'm just in awe at how big this game is. It just does shock me, and I feel like I've done like 1% of the game, and yeah, which isn't bad. What do these things do? Where's my where do I buy armor?
Sometimes you can. So the first list here is like randomized each day.
Okay.
So sometimes there's armor. Today it doesn't have it. You can if you go into the menu system though, you can craft a whole bunch of things.
I can craft armor. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you can basically craft most of the things that you see.
Yeah, fair enough. I will just leave that. I'll talk to this guy. I've got this all worked out now, and that's taken me a long time to get to a worked out part of this game. I hope other people
a lot to it.
Have understood what the hell. Well, firstly, if they could understand what I'm saying, and secondly, what's in the game, like that would be pretty cool too. Like I hope people have learnt that, and then all of a sudden,
I've seen. There's a couple streamers. Indiana Crones and Cardboard Tier. I mean, I can name a couple streamers that like got into this and would play it pretty frequently. Yeah. And they're on their 6th, 7th, 8th planet, after you rock through it a couple times, you're like, okay, I got it. I myself have 180 hours in Steam on this. And that's
how you tell who the dev is by looking at who has the most hours on this game. Okay, that's the dev over there.
But it's so sad because I play so many builds. Like the majority of my testing and stuff is not on Steam, right? So it's not counting. So I probably have triple that in the game. I bet you I'm pushing 500 to 1,000 hours of gameplay since I built this. Just for testing, right? Like,
have you ever considered putting it on a mobile device? Would it be that? I feel like it would run on that kind of device. I feel like it would be like a really cool thing.
Like a cool mobile type thing.
Yeah, like iPad mostly, like the more the pads than the phones.
Right. Yeah, I mean we have and we haven't. I think it probably could be up for debate because I was just playing one of those cloud gaming services where you can connect the Xbox controller to the phone. I would love that. I don't know about mobile controls. They usually are just totally terrible to me. Like where it's on the screen or whatever.
No, but there is a lot of mobile games now that support controller. And
right, that's what I think would be cool.
Yeah, so you can buy like Terraria, you can buy Call of Duty on the mobile, and then you just pull out your PlayStation controller and you play like that, and you get those ones that strap on the side of your phone or your that are controller based, and then because this game's all controller based, it would just suit those games. So yeah,
right. I did do some work. Like I went out and applied to be on a Switch, and I hit up Microsoft to be on the ID Xbox, whatever, and I hit up PlayStation to be on there, whatever their indie thing is.
Yeah.
And I was denied by all of them. It was awesome. It felt great.
What happened to my ship?
Yeah, it probably ran out of fuel.
Oh, okay. This is where we are now, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how did you get denied?
They just wrote me an email, and they were like, at this time, we're not accepting you, or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay.
But it kind of, I think it had to do with, like, I didn't really have any other projects out there that were, because they were, like, looking at all my projects and stuff.
Yeah, fair
It's
enough.
like, well, I got a bunch of Game Jam stuff, and yeah. But I do agree, I would love to play this game mobily, whether it's a Steam Deck or like you're talking about, like on a mobile device, the controller, because it's got built-in controller support already, right? Like,
yeah, just imagine I dig up this rock here, and then all of a sudden it goes to an ad, and
right, that makes me $5.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh. But no, but in all seriousness, so people do like playing. Like, it's crazy how some of these games that can generate now on mobile devices, like you think of an iPad or whatever, they're probably way more powerful than a PlayStation 2 ever was. I'm dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I was playing that Genshin Impact, and that was beautiful, and it ran flawlessly on my like Android, like Samsung. Right. That thing was crazy good looking.
I'm in big trouble now because I've managed to destroy my ship, lose all my stuff, and
you need coal. Like,
I don't even know what coal looks like. Is that coal?
It's black. Yeah.
Okay, I got some coal. That'll do. Fix this ship. I see. I don't.
It tells you in the top left too. You only picked up 4.
Is that not enough? Won't that fix the ship?
No way.
Oh,
no.
Man, he's made it so hard for me.
You gotta go. You gotta go digging. There's some coal. Look at all that stuff. Yummy.
Yummy coal.
I usually sit with around 2,000 of them on me. I'm so weird. Like, I'm like so much. I'll go on like a coal hunt when I first load up a new game, so I have like a ton of it.
Okay. Okay, let's see if that works. Fix my ship. Nope, that's not.
And now you gotta refuel it.
What's that with? No.
It should be X.
Yeah, I don't have enough. What do I need to fuel it?
That's just coal. It's all coal.
Ah, so coal is the thing of everything.
Yeah. Yeah, coal is like fuel and ship armor and all that, and then the yellow increases your stats, and the blue is to buy stuff.
So, I'm probably gonna have to quit soon because I don't think I'm gonna make this coal thing. But can I ask, last question, what was your what's your inspirations for games like this? What games inspired you?
I mean, for sure, like Terraria. I think Minecraft had a lot to do with it, just on both of our parts. I think graphics-wise, like, it was like we wanted to make the NES game that we always wanted with modern controls, like modern tech. And so that was like Dig Dug was always one. Yeah. Like initially, I was like, I want to make Dig Dug meets Risk of Rain. That was my idea. It was like you dig in, but it's like Risk of Rain. It just kind of turned into this, right? The flying. There's a game called. And I forget it every damn interview. Jet something. I can't remember, but it's an old school Amiga game.
Oh, so it wasn't inspired by Jetpack Joyride.
No, yeah. But yeah, so like we're both. I mean, I'm in my 40s, right? So
yeah.
and so is Wirehead. So like we're into like the old Atari stuff and like all of that, and so those are kind of our inspirations, right? We, of course, No Man's Sky. You can see the inspiration in it, right? With the planet exploration procedural stuff. Yeah.
Did you?
But my favorite thing was that we were also some of our inspirations were our own other games.
Yeah.
Right. So like that was just so cool to me that like an inspiration was one of his other games.
Well,
so we took aspects of that.
I don't know if that's an inspiration as more as like that's a starting point, and then you're just rebuilding and reforming something and making
right.
I don't know why this ship's not fixing.
You have 0 coal.
Oh my god! I just went and collected coal. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes you just start with an idea and then you build on that idea, and I think that's where like Minecraft, for example, got good at that kind of thing as well. Like that. Have you ever seen how that game's evolved? If you see the first iteration of that versus how it is now, that game is like so a magical game now. It's beautiful in every sense of the word, and you kind of don't realize that until you kind of know where it came from. The first version of it was
in its infancy.
Yeah.
Well, it's iterative development, right? And so on my day job, I work on a development team. I don't develop, but I'm like a product manager type role, or a project manager. And really that's what it's all about. Like, you never start with a good product.
No.
Whether it's a website or a mobile app or a video game, it starts in some little bite-sized piece, and then you add another piece, and you add another piece.
Yeah.
And then 10 years down the road, you got Minecraft, this giant, massive Microsoft buying platform, right?
Yeah.
I feel, this is my take on Terrene. I feel like its day will come, right? I don't obsess and I don't worry too much about sales and player counts and things of that nature. I feel like someday someone's going to find this and be like, holy S, what is this game? There's so much to it. It's so massive, right? Like, that's kind of the goal. And if it never happens, it never happens. That's fine too.
Well,
it's a fun game.
This is why I ask about the other game. Oh, my dog can come with me now because I bought him a suit.
And he fights for you too.
Oh my god!
I did
not know this.
Yeah, if you play co-op, if you plug this in and had your kid play, the other controller is that dog. You control the dog.
Yeah, right.
And you can give them weapons and their own guns and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Co-op's really fun. I played a lot with my daughter. We've played this a lot. She helped me with feedback as a co-op player.
Kids are so brutally honest. It's amazing.
It's the best. She loves it. She loves this game just because you can't die as the second player.
Okay.
And
what are they called? That's called something nowadays too.
Right, where like it's
like a casual co-op or a casual co-op.
I think you're right.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like a thing where you're making it, especially to play with a father and son, or father and kid, or mother and child, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah.
Definitely that.
Yeah, to play with the younger ones.
Yeah.
Well, it just was, to me, the most heart-melting thing I've ever done is make a game, release it on Steam, and then play co-op with my kids like that. That was success. I succeeded at that point. Right, like.
Well, I was going to say that why I asked about a second game or so is because many games developers get more success when they release another game, and then people come back and go, oh, so you released that game as well. I'm going to go and try the next game, and so a lot of people talk about like catalogs of games being more important than just a singular, just great game. And it probably, you don't think about it being a game developer like that. You think, oh, I need to make one singular great game, but you could make many singular good games and have quite a bit of success like that as well. So
absolutely,
I think that this has got that kind of vibe to it. and potentially ring up Terraria and see if they want to put it in a bundle.
Right? I know. Yeah. They'd be like, no.
No, you're not.
They'd be like, hard pass.
But yeah, no, it's been really fun playing this game. I think I think it's just amazing. Like, it's different.
Thanks.
I think you've done an amazing job. I love what it is, and it's more than everything that you think it is when you get to it. Like, I've learned so much playing it. I can actually do things in it now. I hope other people have learned something as well. So all those things. Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you enough for just hitting me up and having a conversation. I love doing this stuff, and
I know.
I love your Discord channel. I'm in there as much as I can when I just want to chill and laugh and see some other developers say funny things to each other, and also just like I was saying before we got on here, I found some really cool games from people who are in your Discord, and I just think that's super neat. And I follow them now and give them feedback in their Discords, and that's really what it's about. It's like a community, right? Like all of us developers stick together. I would tell anybody who's like any kid or any teenager or adult or even old person, if it interests you and you think it's fun, do it. There's great tools today where you can be not very smart and make a whole video game. Like, I'm not a developer, really. Like, I'm not a coder, I'm not a programmer, and I've made full video games with these tools. So, like, just do it, right? It's fun. It's a fun thing to do. It's a creative thing to do, and everyone should try it if they're interested in it. And communities like your Discord is a good place to go and learn and ask people questions, and everyone there's super nice, and they're not like, oh, why would you ask me that? Which I've been to those Discords too, where people are just super mean and rude. Like, it should be fun. So I look forward to whatever next game jam you have. I'll probably do that one too. I really enjoyed it.
I'm probably not doing one for a bit now because I've got this big project on, so that's why I'm doing. Right. Maybe about a year. So we might do another. But your game, that was really fun. I had heaps of fun playing that as well.
Well, your big project's Light Haze.
That's
correct title, right?
Yeah,
I'm excited for it. I watch your posts. I like your TikToks. Hit the heart.
You got to do all that stuff. People love that stuff.
I know. It's hard to keep up with that stuff, man.
It's a lot.
Got kids and lives, and I see how much you post. I see it. You're on fire. You're doing it. So I look forward to your game also. Like, I will play it. I'll pick it up. And when do you think? Like, you have dates in your mind? Are you like years out? Like, what do you?
I'm
to release and stuff.
Hopefully next year. That's the goal.
Next year.
It was this year, but I feel like it's moved back a year. So
it always is. It always this happens. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's good, man. I love to see the updates. So, and I'm not going anywhere, so I'll keep bugging you.
Yeah. People do. But yeah, I think it's been really, really cool doing all this stuff. So I'll talk. I don't know. I've been like sitting here, I listen, and I'm just like, I don't even want to say anything because it's like so interesting, and so I don't know. You learn from other people too. If people aren't assholes, you learn so much from them. You just like, you tell me something and I'm like, I never even thought about it like that. And then I'll tell you something and you'll probably be like, oh, that's dumb. It's Australian. And then
no, Australia is awesome, man. I'm all about it. Other than the spiders and the snakes.
We don't have
the birds.
Not in Tasmania.
It's got colorful birds. Here, all the birds are brown and boring. And there, all the birds are like red and blue and crazy and loud. Loud birds also.
Loud bird. Yeah, they are loud. Except for the
someday I'll get out there in the bush.
You'll come
on a walk about,
and we'll have a beer or a coffee or a water or
some shrimp. Some shrimp on the bobby.
We don't even do that. That's not even a thing.
It's so funny. We always joke about it. That's the best part about working with an Australian dev is we can make fun of Australians and Americans equally, right? It's funny to me.
I think so. Anyway, I'm going to turn this off. Thank you for watching, and